Raw, Project Stone, Docu, 37.
Henderson Police Fire Medical, Kathy, 1168.
The cover up just got louder. All right, we're going to deep throat this in a minute, but first we're going to take a quick look at the 911 audio call from the 911 fraudster.
Oh, did you say Kathy?
Yes, how can I help you?
My name is Bill Fintel, and my address is Anderson.
How can I help you?
I went to the police department, and they told me to come home and call you. I'm concerned about our neighbors next to us that live in a townhouse. They live next door to us in the same building. And
Okay.
this
Why are
morning,
you concerned about them?
well, I'm concerned about their child. But
Okay.
I
Why?
should tell you some stuff that's leading up to this, okay? This morning, we heard this horrible thump on the wall. It actually knocked the picture off our wall. And these people are really strange. I don't know how to explain this so you don't think I'm just a nutty neighbor complaining. That's not the case. She is a schizophrenic, and she told me this, and I feel for her. And she's a girlfriend. I don't believe they're married. And he got his daughter, custody of his daughter that I think is like 13 now. I'm not sure about her name.
Okay, so I'm sorry. None of that matters. We don't determine custody or whether or not she's got mental issues. That's all determined by a judge. Why is it that you're concerned about the child? Is there something that's happening that we need to go send an officer to do a welfare check?
Okay, then I have some questions. Well, we haven't seen her for well over a month.
You haven't seen the child?
Yes. Now, I'm not saying that's not impossible, but we used to see her all the time.
Bill, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is your neighbor's address?
It is.
Okay, repeat that address.
Now,
Okay, and how old is this child?
I want to say around 13.
Okay.
She's rather large. I was surprised. She looks older.
Okay, so you're just
Now,
concerned because you haven't seen her in a couple months?
Yes, and she never, ever has any friends over. It's like...
Okay, so have you seen or heard anything today that's cause for concern?
The only thing that today that I heard was that horrible thump on the wall. It was like somebody getting slammed up against the wall. It's the only way I could explain it.
We can definitely send somebody by there to go check and make contact. What's your telephone number?
Now, okay, it's 361.
So, you guys heard. Shield wall knows. I paid $238 in full, $128 deposit, $110.24 balance paid off for 4 years of 911, 311 calls, a complete CAD history, and premise reports. Henderson Police Department gave me one single 5-minute Bill Fintel audio and a stack of heavily redacted CADs. And then, when I told them that I want what I paid for, I got told to go to their city attorney.
Okay. Do you know the
Now,
juvenile's name?
they will not answer the door. They don't. I've had a child, what do you call it? They checked on her once before, and I know neighbors have. And they won't answer the door. What I would just like, if this time, if somebody can come and make sure they see her.
Yeah, well, we can only do so much. We can't force entry into a house unless we see
I understand, but can you request that she come through the door that you can see her?
I don't know if they'll be able to do that or not. If they won't come to the door, there's not anything we can do. We can't force entry into a house unless there's something that indicates there's some sort of emergency occurring.
Okay, then, and this is where I need help. And that's kind of what they told me when I was down there this morning. What do I do next? I can't live with this.
Well, we're going to send somebody. Bill, we're going to send somebody there to go see if they can make contact, and I'll have the officers stop and speak with you while they're out there too. Okay?
Yeah, that'd be fine. But
okay.
I do need to know after this is over what my next step should be. I mean, I just feel here like I'm doing nothing.
Bill, you can speak with the officers about that, and they can give you some other options that might be available if they're not able to make contact with anyone there. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. When will this happen?
It will be at some point today.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, while this has been happening, the HOA slammed me with 4 simultaneous violations like a multi-orgasm on crack. One was for my Trump sign in the window. Another was for my son's car, his first car. Another is for a little path I built for all the cops to come to my door because they've been calling the cops so much on me. I wanted them to, be safe, have a nice, safe pathway to my home. And they also claimed that my blinds had tinfoil on them. So I'm getting pressure to lose my home now. They're trying to foreclose my home, take my home. This is not a coincidence. This is coordinated. Shield Wall knows it. They fear the shield wall. They laughed at us before, smirked, drank their wine. But they're not smirking anymore. Roaches scatter when you turn on the light. And God is here. He is tired of weeping over his children being sold for Title IV cash revenue streams. They thought it was just the NGOs. Well, it's the LLCs also. What we're taking a look at right now, I'm going to be showing you the exact conversations that I've had also with everybody. I'm dropping everything. Truth here. This is for Stone 911 and Wonder Grid. They thought they were putting bricks in the wall, but all they did was put stones on the path for families to get to freedom. Let our children go. Our children are not your subawards. They're not Title IV. They're not your 311, 911 olive crust concerns. I stood in the ashes of Ground Zero during 9/11. And here we are in another Ground Zero. But this time we're pulling out moms, dads, kids, and pets. This one's for all the rescue dogs down at the World Trade Center. Real heroes. What we're looking at today is the same thing as the Georgia Tan. And even people like Truman thought that she was a good person, hiding behind philanthropy But it's the same thing as Olive Crest today. They just have a little bit better letterhead. Project Stone, Docu 1 through 36 laid out all the receipts in black and white of what's happening right here in Clark County. Everybody thinks of Las Vegas as Sin City, but now we're bringing the light. There's a lot of good people in Sin City. And a lot of these LLCs are owned by one or two people. A lot of them have 100% ownership. But what Olive Crest does is they kidnap the 911, 311 system to make more money. They got greedy. They do good things. And then they do the devil's work. Children are not revenue streams. God's children are not for sale. Right now, I'm dismantling their private labyrinth one brick at a time. But Wonder Grid and Stone 911, it maps the whole maze in real time. No more moms having their kids ripped from their arms. No more dads being chased around town as a be on the lookout for. Because he's a dad, be on the lookout for dads. That's not what our 911 system was made for. So we already looked at Clark County alone, $553 million in Title IV federal dollars in just 6 years, stacked with $1.5 million in annual OAG grants, $8.47 million CDBG grants. Sounds like a fucking porn set, right? Youth homelessness grants, stacking up high here. Total $586 million flowing straight to the same LLC NGO cartel. And they say porn is bad. And here they have neighbors doing voyeurism on neighbors and getting paid for it from their LLCs. That's not all right. They said porn was bad, and then they pay people to like watch their neighbors like they're a fucking porn channel. That's not all right. It's not all right to watch somebody's kids and report them and stuff. That's sick. This shit needs to end today. So you take a look at Olive Crest's Safe Home form. That's the modern Georgia Tan referral machine. That's how they do it in 2026. Olive Crest's official in need of a safe home or family page tells neighbors, HOAs, churches, teachers, businesses, concerned people to bypass 911 and 311 entirely. That's right. Don't call 311. Don't call 911. Because guess what? That's on record. And instead, they push everybody in the community to use their private intake valve instead, which will be audited fully, every single call. Check it out. Phone 1-800-550-CHILD. Now, in a real emergency, it would be a good thing to not call this number, but actually to call 911. You don't just fucking call these people because you heard a thump or you hadn't seen somebody's kid recently to get your diapers. So the Las Vegas hotline for real emergency, for the, you would call 911. But they bypass that, 702-960-1436. Do the research yourself. But we need a real system of transparency, not this hidden number for your neighbors to use their concern clause and get trained for free to make $18 to $25 an hour to snitch on their neighbors and make up lies to the police and be coached as low-level spies that an LLC grants them immunity. It doesn't work like that. We have a Constitution, a Bill of Rights, decency, common sense, God, and one thing that we have that's true in this world, the Bible. So anyway, we're taking a look at what they call help. What it really is the front door to the Title 4E machine. Their little ATM slot machine that we already exposed. Wolfson, the whole crew, they're in on it. They've on every single fucking paper that I showed already and all the stuff. And Docu 1 through 36. All these people's signatures, their handwriting, their phone numbers, everything. We've all looked at it. And remember, this is not just Sin City. This is the blueprint to save the world. All right, so we're taking a look at the trap. Now, you got a whole trap set up right here. So neighbors are encouraged to use the confidential request help form instead of making an official report. The family, let's see what they call it. The Safe Families for Children and Host Family programs are sold as safety net, a private circle of support. The terminology, once you understand the terminology, you understand, that means cash for kids, cash for families, for moms, for dads. That means rip up the Constitution, make up a concern. But that's all being flipped right now because we're making history today in real time because our kids are going to grow up with a better world where their kids can go to school without people trying to flip them into cash. And they're going to be able to go to church without that same thing happening. They're going to be able to be in their homes. They're going to be able to be in their neighborhoods and not have an HOA also partner with Olive Crest and other LLCs in their little program. That's right, local HOAs partner with Olive Crest in the Title 4E catastrophe. So we're taking a look at this now. Here's another part of their trap. Every single Olive Crest staff member and Safe Families volunteer is a mandatory reporter. So you know what? When you're seeing these people following you around, when you're a parent, because I've met other parents, even in my own neighborhood, and this is happening, and they'll make reports and they'll send a little report in on their phone. So what they do is they offer free recognizing and reporting child abuse training to HOAs and neighborhoods. They actually train your HOA to make concern reports to open up cases on your family. And then it sits in the dumb CAD 911 system, computer-aided dispatch system that was developed as another cash cow loop. But that's okay, though, because I built Stone 911, PulseGate, and WonderGrid to save kids, moms, dads, pets, tax dollars, and to make God proud. So Everything's going to be okay. Just like during 9/11, we all united as one world under God. And that's where we need to be again today. And we need to stay there also. All right, so now we're going to be taking a quick look at this single 911 call that cost me $238. All right, so he reports a horrible thump on the wall that knocked a picture off his wall. He calls my family really strange. He claims that my 13-year-old daughter hasn't been seen for over a month, or 3 months, whatever it was. He says that she never has any friends over. He states concern a lot. He uses the word concern. Dispatcher notes, other methods he can do will be discussed. You know, the dispatcher sounded pretty cool until that last line. That's the code for HOA pool cameras, neighborhood watch, paid monitors, the full surveillance pipeline. Now you take a look at the other 911 call that came in from Iowa and how it was used as a weapon in the CAD system, feeding custody lies and the porn room smear. And you see how they erase parents. We talked about that. What this is another thing too, real quick. We also remember how they learned to make that code with their hand 0 times. So say an LLC like Olive Crest trains these low-grade spies. Oh, okay, so if your person you're spying on ever calls you out, you swear on the Bible, you say you've called the police 0 times and put your fingers up like this. It works every time. They train them and then pay them $18 to $25 an hour, give them some free diapers and some food. It's kind of like how Jeffrey Epstein paid the massage girls each $200. Just enough to make them come back and become part of it. Now, what is happening right now is stalking and kidnapping under color of law. And when 2+ people do it, U.S. Section 241 and 242. I stood in the ashes of Ground Zero at the World Trade Center with dead people in my lungs. God put me where I am right now for a reason. I need to live with my kids and have fun with them. And so do other parents and kids. We shouldn't be living with these low-grade spies and LLCs monitoring us. So we're taking a look from FDR's Title IV-A, suitable home removals, to Carter's 1980 Title IV-E birth, to Bill Clinton's ASFA 1522 adoption bonuses, to ORR shelters, Medicaid, Title 19 double dips, Wall Street social impact financing, and it's funny how I said evil. I didn't mean to say that. I was going to say even, but Well, we're going to go with evil. Even evil churches that maybe they didn't mean to be, but maybe they did, like GV Christian, making referrals into the system that manufactures low evidence removals and turns kids into revenue. That's right, churches are part of this too. The same pipeline runs from Ventura's Casa Pacifica with its occult sundial where 14-year-old Piper Bratt was killed, right in front of their 66.6-foot satanic sundial. Now, this poor child, she was only there for a short amount of time. Was it 7 weeks, I believe? I'd have to double check. But I remember she ran away 111 times. And then she got killed right in front of the Jeffrey Epstein matching identical demonic sundial. These two sundials match. You've seen it. You've seen the breakdowns. I've dropped the coordinates. You've seen my breakdown. The dog's barking. Dogs know. The pipeline is real. The receipts are public. The private labyrinth is a public labyrinth now. And that maze is sinking. The stonewalling is blatant. Our shield wall is rising. Stone 911 Pulsegate will end the code talk, the paid spying, the cherry-picked audio, the city attorney deflection, and the soft snitch forms at the front door. Wonder Grid Immutable Swarm Ledger will map every fraudulent dollar in real time. The 28th Amendment, family, protection, freedom is coming. Evidence before force becomes constitutional law. No more HOA to Olive Crest Title I-4E cash loops. No more kids dying 66.6 feet right inside or right in front of their satanic sundials. No more families being destroyed by bills next door, making concerns from Bill Clinton's ASFA in 1997. No more CAD 911 loop calling dads like me be on the lookout for, claiming I have a large handgun. Oh wait, I'm still trying to figure that one out. Were they really talking about my gun or were they talking about, Well, anyway, hell itself is sinking into the lake of fire. Our children are not for sale. 1 penny made off a vulnerable child is too much. We are Project Stone. We are the people. We are the reset. And our frequency is rising. We're getting closer to Eden. And we're saving kids, moms, dads, pets, families. And we're making sure that God's children are never sold again. God wins.